Hey, welcome to Cassette Take with Annmarie and Ethan, where you can eject whenever you want, but please do not forget to rewind. I'm Ethan with our co-host here, Annmarie.
Yay! We got some good news.
Yeah, we got
You forgot about me.
I was gonna say we have a special guest, but I guess he's not so special
I don't know.
anymore.
You just said with Annmarie.
He's
and
not
Ethan,
that special.
Feel left out, man.
We have a
Yeah.
special guest, Steven.
Don't feel special now.
Steven, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Welcome to the
Yeah, welcome.
show. Nice.
Yeah, I guess did you? Seemed like you wanted to eject early here.
Right, you said whenever.
That's true. I kind of walked into that one.
I'm playing by your rules, dude. Come on. All right?
Oh my
You're not playing ball fair, all right?
So,
Well, Steven
Yes.
is here for a very special reason because we wanted to talk about something that recently just came out.
yes. And what would that be, Steven?
Spider-Boy 2, the Spider-Boys.
Whoa.
Yes.
It's like a buddy cop thing.
Kinda.
There's a Spider-Cop, canonically.
Spider-Cop.
Spider-Cop.
But, yeah, so
The
Spider-Man
game.
2 came out with, the PlayStation 5.
Dominated.
Absolutely sold and broke the record, I think, for most sold PlayStation 5 games.
I don't know.
Within a short period of time. I can't remember.
It's
but-
I think it was like 175 million or
Yeah.
something like that.
Crazy.
Something like that.
I'm figuring out.
But to give you guys some context here, both Steve and I have played the game. Through and through, we both platinumed it.
It was a struggle. It was
You
awesome.
loved it. You guys finished it in 4 days.
Yes, true. I was at the midnight.
It was not a struggle.
You know that thing called a life?
We don't
Not
have it.
yeah,
No,
we
don't have it.
completely lost that for 4 days.
And I don't own a PlayStation 5, but I watched it.
Yeah, she watched one of them home video YouTube movies.
Hey, listen, I sat down 6 hours. I also just think video games are such a different way of storytelling, and I enjoy it. I think it's because my brother forced me to watch him play Kingdom Hearts when I was little, but it's fine.
Honestly, though, I think the interaction part of the video game is like the strongest pull, to the story.
Yeah,
I mean, like the cutscenes are good, but like what
Well, I
immerses
watched
you
the
is interaction.
gameplay too. I didn't just watch the
You don't play the
cutscenes.
gameplay.
Does
I
your
played for it a little
Annmarie,
bit.
Does your television remote vibrate when you click it? No, I don't think
I
so.
can make
Why-
it
why not?
vibrate.
Whoa, hold on, this is a weird podcast.
Whatever. We wanted to have Steven on because he played the game,
loved
Ethan
it.
played the game, and I watched
We
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
It was
We
great.
played it together,
Why
Yeah.
did you love it, though?
vibrating controller and all.
Okay.
No, that dual sense feature though is.
Oh my god, it makes
Actually.
the swing it feels so good.
Oh man, you
You
shoot
just
your
turn
way.
off swinging
Well,
assists and you just keep going.
Tell me about the gameplay. Let's start off with that because obviously I can't really talk about the gameplay because there is different, I guess, a little bit of spoilers too for the.
Yeah, I mean, here before we get into spoilers, let's just give our quick overview, like non-spoiler overview of what we thought. I'll start. I really loved it through and through. I
agree.
think that it was honestly better than the first one.
I also agree.
And that's not to belittle the first one at all, but damn, this second one just really
Yeah.
exceeded all expectations, and it was just phenomenal gameplay wise. The immersion, really makes you feel like Spider-Man, both Spider-Men.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was so great. The storytelling, arguably the weakest part of the last game, they actually made quite a bit better in this game. Is it still the weakest part? Yeah, absolutely. With the MJ missions.
Yeah.
They improved it.
Yeah.
But overall, everything took a step up. Everything. And honestly, I think the combat was much more difficult. I'm not sure, Steve, if you think that too. But
I played it on normal. I didn't want to, stress myself. I had to complete it platinum.
Yeah.
As fast as I could, so I didn't spoil myself. So.
yeah, I played it on amazing difficulty.
I think I was on the same difficulty too.
Yeah, so pretty average overall. But the experience, the gameplay, the story, I'm still replaying it.
That's what I love most about this game is that you can literally just boot it up and just
Yeah.
all right, I'll sit down for 15 minutes. You're there for an hour. And it's like
And swing
Spider-Man
around.
Simulator.
Exactly. My one gripe, and I'm sure they will fix it, like in an update or something, but is you can't change the time of day when you beat it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can't?
No.
That sucks.
You were
The
able
scenery at night is beautiful for New York.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So, like, you're able to do that in the story because it goes along with the story, but apparently, when you beat it, there's no way to change the time of day. But yeah, overall, I liked it quite a bit. I'd give it a absolute 10 out of 10.
I agree, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe, though, they got rid of Spider-Cube. Greatest glitch.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, for all
Who
you...
sent me that?
You ever see that scene in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Where, he was a hero. I was too blind to see it. I saw a meme of a guy put a white cube right with the costume.
Oh my god.
For all you who don't know, Spider-Cube, a legend in Spider-Man 2. And
best of us.
Yeah, it's actually just a glitch with this one of the suits, I think, right?
I think it goes for a bunch of different suits, but
right.
Yeah, basically it changes the character model into a white cube.
Did you send me that on Instagram? Someone sent me that.
I posted it on my Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that definitely top tier suit.
Top tier.
If there ever was one. You think Spider-Man being naked in his undies, in the first
Never.
one? This is...
That was just a money grab, honestly.
Yeah. He needed the money,
How low do you go?
But, yeah, I guess, Annmarie, what were your thoughts on the story? Because you not only watched the story, but you watched the side missions as well.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it all just so I had, a background on everything, but it's so much better. I think I watched all of Spider-Man 1 and then the Miles Morales one, and I really like the Miles Morales game more than most people. I know, Steven's going no, I did. And so I didn't really want Miles to be sidelined in this one, and I don't think he's sidelined. And so that was my biggest worry, because I'm like, everyone loves Peter Parker. I get it. He's great and all that, but I really wanted Miles to be involved with it too. And I did get to play it for 15 minutes. Thank you, Steven, for that. I got to swing around and beat up bad guys. And so I think overall, this is such a great story to tell. And it just works. And it makes sense as well.
I think it takes up a notch from the previous game. Well, mainline game, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1, I felt like... through and through was just a Spider-Man story. It's you don't really need more, but more is better. Mm-hmm. This game, it turns it up to 11, man. It's so good. So good.
Yeah. It just keeps going. You just want to keep playing this game.
I know.
I don't really platinum games. Honestly, I think this is my
third
one.
Platinum trophy.
It's
very rare I platinum a trophy, but the first Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and this one are the only ones
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those were the two closest ones I came to platinuming. But this one I've definitely platinumed, and there were so many, things that were I'm like, is this worth the struggle? But at the same time, I'm Spooderman, I can't let New York down. And
you guys
just really
platinum it in 5 days.
The trophies weren't that hard. Just getting through the story, I think, is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because it's it's a 20-hour long game, so you gotta dedicate some time to do that.
And speaking of the story, now that we have shared our thoughts on the game, let's get into some spoiler territory.
Yes. Okay, it was obvious that Harry was Venom.
Well, yeah, I mean, the marketing made it.
Yeah,
they
trailer.
really hide it.
In the trailer, it's come on, we'll heal the world, Pete. And then, at the end of the trailer, we will heal the world.
Well, even the end credit scene for the last game of Harry in the tube of green goo and black goo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if it.
Best friend turning evil.
Never happens. In
never
Spider-Man.
happens.
It honestly, it's
No.
such a it happens in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. Obviously, Eddie Brock gets turned. It happens in the Spider-Man TV show that I'm thinking about. It happens so many times, but in this one, it just felt so different that, his friend turns and all that. I feel like it was more genuine
Yeah.
I did like the acting of
Yeah.
Harry and Peter. Like I really felt like their friendship was actually.
The high school sing.
Oh my god, that was like
That felt like ripped right out of the comics.
So cool.
It makes me want a prequel game based on Peter Parker's
Yeah.
early years, like. You know, like Spider-Man, Miles Morales with a spin-off game. Just make Spider-Man Peter Parker. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like him facing off against Kingpin, like in early days. Like Vulture shows up. Oh.
I mean, heck, if you don't even do that, just do like a DLC thing with it.
Oh, I'd be.
You could.
I'd buy, if there's DLC to this game, I'm buying it. Day one.
You're like, take my money.
Was there like a question about that?
I just feel like, yeah, the acting's great, but it just felt like you bought their friendship right away. You're like, oh my goodness, and like...
Even with the relationship with MJ and Peter, I felt like the
so much better.
definitely.
Yeah, something about it. They really, like, they're like, all right, you know, we had this first game, we had Miles Morales, let's, like, crank it up to 10 and make this really good.
Their character models improved, too. Like, I feel like Peter doesn't look so scrawny. I think they, like, filled out his, like...
Doesn't look like Shawn Mendes anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, one of my favorite parts from the game, though, that is huge spoiler territory, is definitely the Venom sequence.
The first one, or
the one where like you play as Venom.
Oh
yes, oh God.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
You know, and I was not expecting them to go as like hard R kind of with it. Like,
my favorite like finishing move is when he grabs
breaks
the guy,
the back.
Like it's like cranks a 9-degree angle.
Talk about cranking it to 11.
Yeah.
Even just watching it, did your like when you played it and all that, could you like feel it?
Oh yeah.
You know what I love about this game is that the controller talks to you like in the Venom voice.
Oh, it
I
does.
love that. Oh,
Wow.
It's such a cool little effect that just adds so much more to the game.
Yeah, and it just felt like almost like a completely different game at that point. To be honest, and you're kind of like, God, you know, I really want to keep playing as Venom a little bit, like, and I hope that that's the case with how they end this game. Like, oh, can I replay this afterwards as Venom? And sadly, you do not, but you still get the anti-Venom suit.
So. Oh, nice.
I don't like how like when you do the ultimate move like R3 L3, it turns you into the white suit.
Automatically?
Yeah, automatically. Even if you're in the symbiote suit, it changes you into the white suit. So
I guess it's to really reiterate the fact that like, oh, this is like a completely different form.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
It's a retexture. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, they don't just have Venom too. They have Kraven and the Lizard.
I love Kraven as
Kraven's
a
story.
Oh
yeah.
Kraven,
he was written pretty well, I think.
Yeah, Kraven was like it truly felt like he was a threat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't on screen, like the mention of his name or like just interacting with his hunters.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like something could happen at any moment.
Another spoiler. How did you feel about them killing off main villains from previous games? Like Scorpion, Shocker, Electro.
Do you really think they like to me, those are such B villains. I'm like, are they really going to bring those guys back?
I'm surprised they killed off Shocker without making the meme, though.
I am the Shocker.
You won't get away from me, Shocker. It's some of the greatest acting ever in the history of anything. Like, and that's genuine. But, yeah, no, killing off the B villains, you know, I think if you're going to do that, like, you pick some pretty good ones to do that with. Scorpion, like, what's his tragic backstory? I don't remember. He just, like, is in the suit. He's kind of stuck there. He's got a long tail.
Is he like Rhino in the comments? Like, he gets stuck in a suit?
I think he survived, though, Rhino. I don't think he was...
Oh, no, but, like, in the comments, Scorpion's very similar to Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
From what I remember.
I think a lot of the problems with these guys is they just needed to order a larger size for their suits.
Yeah.
You know? Spider-Man would have, like, not as many issues in New York wouldn't if they, you know, just kind of made sure their Amazon order was right.
Yeah.
You know? It's not that hard, guys.
What? Oh my goodness, Merton Lee.
Speaking of, so the other day, you and I brought up that Martin Lee was like, you know, from the first game, like he was brand new, made for that game, right?
Yes.
Apparently, that is not the case.
Oh wait.
I swear, I thought I heard that
when
too.
You said that, I thought that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, right. And
Where's he from?
he's from the newer Amazing Spider-Man comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
he's
that's
a really good villain.
and that's actually the origin for Anti-Venom. And this, I didn't know this, but apparently the storyline follows that pretty well as to how Anti-Venom turned into.
Oh, you know, Anti-Venom was like a pre-established character.
I mean, I kind of figured, but I didn't know it worked in with Martin Lee and Mr. Negative.
Not a Spider-Man.
Mr. Negative. I was like Mr. Light, and I'm like, no, that's not it.
Honestly, Mr. Negative's character arc in this
So good.
was honestly one of my favorites.
I thought his redemption was kind of... It felt rushed, but I kind of understood it because you got two protagonists in the game, like Miles and Peter. So I kind of gave it some slack because you got half the game focusing on Venom, the other half focusing on the relationship between Lee and Miles. But
Yeah.
I think him giving up his powers kind of like cements more to like his redemption, you know, especially with Anti-Venom.
And I kind of like the idea that, you know, Miles didn't like straight up just forgive him, like that traditional kind
Yeah.
I like that. It was like, I'll forgive you, even though you killed my dad.
It's like, I want you to be better for everyone else, and including yourself and all that, but just know I won't forgive you for that, because that is unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And but it's like, it's forgiveness, but not forgiveness, and I like that, you know? So, I think that a lot more mediums, and a lot more stories that are told over various mediums really need to follow that mantra, like, work in that gray area of resolution, rather than just simply black and white. I mean, some stories you can do that, but it's just, I think we need to see more of that.
What's nice about it is, like, I keep going back, like, it's such a different story to watch or a different way to intake media and all that, and it's something that I really enjoy because, again, like, in a movie you only have, like, 2 hours. In a game you have 20 hours. Like, you can do anything, and you really see Miles, like, kind of get to that place where he's like, listen, like, I don't totally forgive you and all that. So I think that's so interesting, too, and something that, you know, a lot of games try to do now is put, like, that personal touch to it. So
Yeah. I honestly thought that Miles might actually kill him at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of liked how they kind of mirrored, like, Peter's corruption and, like, the potential corruption of Miles. Like, oh, am I going to kill this guy? Versus, oh, am I going to succumb to the symbiote? I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mirrored story.
It felt like, you know, for those that probably watched it during the time, you know, like Luke Skywalker, you know, at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, you don't know if he's going to be good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of up in the air, yeah.
So I think it's like that. Like, there's always that chance that, like, oh, they could actually go through with being an awful person, and it could start the sequence of another trilogy or something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, with how they did Miles' story, I was very impressed, and with Peter and how they handled Venom and his interaction. Like, you know, the only experience with Venom I had with Peter, because I never really read those comics with Venom, I only knew of the Tobey Maguire movies with it, and so I just...
That's a shame.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And, you know, and I've seen bits and pieces of, like, Ultimate Spider-Man here and there, and the Spectacular Spider-Man show and all that. And it was cool, but I never really took time to sit down and watch it. And so, basically, my idea of what the symbiote story was like, oh, Peter gets some goo on his... shit, and it's like this really bad stain. You know?
We've all
get some
oxygen.
oxygen on
try
that,
to
puff
watch
it out. But no, he experiences that, and he just gets a little cocky, you know, and just, you know, it's more of Bully Maguire-esque. And
we get some dirt in your
Wait, does he do the dance moves? Can you make him do the dance moves?
Yes, you can make him do the dance moves, but not like the specific one.
Yeah,
that we all know and love. But no, the way that they did it in this game was just so transitional.
You believe it.
Yeah, it really was a great segue and just a wonderful gradual build that... Because, I mean, he doesn't, like, just turn right away.
Yeah,
it really shows... it shows how he messes with the brain chemistry and all that.
When he starts yelling at MJ, it's like, oh, shoot. Like, this is... Yeah.
Ooh.
The MJ versus Peter
No, not just that. I mean, that's kind of hilarious for, like, the neighbors nearby. Like, saying that kind of domestic situation we got going on here. But
popcorn looking outside. she got points though. She's got
I don't mean the finger, like her claws. But, no, I mean like the lizard fight though. Like your family loves you. Like whoa, Peter, my boy, calm down. Like wow. I think that's where
commit suicide at that point.
I'm surprised the lizard just didn't stop. Like all right, hang on, I'll stop. You know.
I'll just calm down.
I think that's where it really kicked into for me, like, oh, this is a different person. And so when you get to the Miles versus Peter fight, that was my favorite part of the whole... Yeah, favorite part of the whole game. Definitely know what my second one is, which we'll get to in a moment, but that was definitely my favorite part. Peter versus Miles.
That's up there for me.
Yeah.
My favorite part is the flashback scene early in the game. With
So
Harry
good.
and Peter. Oh.
Get that DLC. Let's go.
They started playing Cigarette Daydreams. They already got me. They got me hooked. Love that song.
Yeah. How about you, Annmarie? What was your favorite
The high school scene was great, too. I love the Craven fight as well.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I really like how they put that, and then a great fight right after that. That was
Yeah. It's like action-packed. I feel like the beginning's a little bit more slow. Well, Sandman, but, like... I feel like it picks up so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Towards,
Beginning of the game.
It didn't feel like 20 hours. Like, and I watched 20 hours of it, and it was insane. It didn't feel like 20 hours.
It was a blur for me, Ethan.
Basically.
You're like, I don't remember playing it.
Out there.
You woke up, you're like, oh, I finished it?
Injected that web fluid into my veins. It was great. You know?
Actually, when I beat the game, I woke up in a dumpster.
Wow.
Worrying about my back.
It's like that scene from No Way Home where Norman smashes the Goblin mask.
Yeah.
I'm just a homeless guy.
It's like your PS5 controller instead of like the mask. So that was expensive. Now, what would you say? Because I know I can ask you this now, Annmarie. But for all of us, what would be your favorite side mission story?
It's definitely not the Book and Visions ones. That one, those ones were annoying. I gotta say, gameplay wise, the Sandman crystals were the most fun to play. I didn't really care about Sandman and his daughter. I was like, oh, I've seen this in the Sam Raimi films. I was like,
he's just not a good villain.
I'm kidding.
I just don't think he's a good villain. He's not interesting.
He wasn't developed enough for me to care. I was like, oh yeah, it's just a side mission. Oh, he cares about his daughter. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, but I think my favorite probably would be...
Come on, Anakin, you can do it.
I do like the missions where you go into the Craven henchmen. You gotta
the hunter bases.
Yeah, hunter bases. I liked how you kind of progress. You find out more information on the big base. I thought that was kind of cool.
We were talking about one yesterday.
Yeah. My favorite side mission. Are you talking about the hunter bases specifically, or side missions?
There was another one me and you were talking about yesterday.
Was it the spider bots?
No. Well, I like that one. Honestly, that was my favorite side mission to or side quest to kind of collect in regard to collectibles. Yeah. In regards to a side mission, it's gotta be Howard.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, seabirds playing while you're swinging around.
Yeah, I was terrible.
But, seriously, the first game, you're collecting Howard's pigeons. What was it? Miles Morales, what do you do with Howard? You just
you collect a pigeon from him, too, I think. You have to, chase him down through the city.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was chasing them down or if
I think they make a joke about Howard's notorious pigeons, in the game.
And then it's this one... Damn it, man. They're okay, how many more pigeons we talking about this time, Howard? And it's no, man, look at that Statue of Liberty over there.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let me go. I died 3 years ago, Pete.
Just kind of turns into a Force Ghost. What the hell?
What's happening?
But no, that one hit hard, and it was just damn, it would...
Yeah. How about the Grandpa Lost in the Park mission?
Aww.
Where you sit down next to him on the bench, I lost my wife. She's dead.
You make it sound so not emotional. She's
I know
dead.
I'm fading.
I'm gonna die.
Can I reiterate that a little more?
I'm actually gonna forget about my loved ones.
Oh, man. So sad.
It is very sad. But it's so much fun to play, especially when you like put everything go. No.
Did you guys have swing assist on, off?
I played it for like the first couple hours, and I turned it off.
Yeah.
I think it's better without swing assist.
You're welcome. I told you to do that. No, it's honestly, isn't it so much better though?
It is, yeah. If you feel more like Spider-Man.
Right? And then you have like the what was it called? Like the web stretch or bounce or whatever when you're walking on it or like whipping it.
Oh yeah, where like it looks like you're putting weight on the line.
Yeah, there's a little more recoil on it.
That's cool.
So that was really cool as well. Now, I'm not sure, Annmarie, if you can answer this, but what would be your favorite suit?
Oh, I love the Into the Spider-Verse suit. I think I will always... That's so cliche to say, though, but it's so cool. I will also say Miles' suit. That's the Venom one that has, like, the...
the Carnage one?
Yeah, I really like that one.
There's two symbiote suits for
the one
Miles.
that has, like, the hood around it.
I think that's the medieval one or something.
It looks, like, wet. Like, I don't know how to... I'll Google it.
It looks moist.
But I think the Into the Spider-Verse one is so cool just because it drops the frame rates.
You add the effect in the settings.
Yeah.
But I do think they...
And it's so cool when you swing. It just feels real.
Speaking of the, the frame rate change with the suits, one of my other favorite aspects of it is the adding of the onomatopoeia.
Oh, yeah. I added that as soon as I unlocked it.
It took me a while to add because I wanted to wait till I finished the story. And then after I finished the story, I'm like, oh, I should have had this on the whole game.
I think my favorite suit is the classic black suit. Because there's a variant where it's like a red highlight and a blue highlight on the side. Where it looks like straight from the animated series.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the red highlight. And then like the webbing is still like black and all that.
Yeah, I like that they kept that touch too.
Yeah. It's just so iconic.
What was your favorite?
For Miles, I would say it would have to be the Across the Spider-Verse suit.
Yes.
And then for Miles, Across the Spider-Verse suit. Second favorite for Miles would definitely be the one you get for the music mission.
I don't know why you like that one.
I don't know. It's just like it kind of
like jazz.
Yeah, basically, it kind of makes you feel like this musician that's out to fight crime. like
I'm here.
I gotta stop this robbery at 6 and then be at my gig at 8.
You ready, jamboree boys?
And then if you have like the Peter like Spider Noir suit on, while Miles has that one on, it makes it feel like you're two like buddy cops fighting like in the 1930s, like wedge guy, see, fighting them off.
Oh no, it's a Spider Boys coming to the Spider
with their webbing power. But no, for Peter though, I would say Raimi's suit is always a great. I love the Raimi suit. I knew
you were gonna say that.
But
basic answer.
Okay, but if we don't do that, then it's got to be the classic Venom suit with like the red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be like a great one for me. It's so wonderful.
I also like the Scarlet Spider suit. That was my favorite first one. Oh,
that's good.
Yeah,
I'm a Ben Reilly fan. Oh, yeah.
And I kind of dig the new Tom Holland one, like the one at the end from No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those ones. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like my favorite, but I don't know. I can dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig it.
What do you guys think about like the relationship between Miles and Peter in this one?
It definitely feels like bros.
Feels like Spider Boys?
Spider Bros.
Spider Bros. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say it's definitely like a older, younger brother relationship. Thing going on there, and you brought this up earlier, Steve. I really like the idea of how they both kind of have their own things going on concurrently.
It's like Spider-Man's getting away from both of them, but at different times.
Exactly, and it's very compelling, and it's not just simply like, okay, Peter's in the wrong and being messed up with, and Miles needs to be the innocent, clear-headed one to bring him out of it. It's like, no, Miles has his own problems as well, that he like not only like minor problems but like big problems, like is he going to kill this guy that killed his dad and all that. So yeah, absolutely, I think that their dynamic was very well done, and their relationship was honestly some of the best buddy cop stuff I've seen in a while.
I do like how they add like the little flavor of like, oh yeah, you can complete like crime missions like with Spider-Man, or like with Harry when he has the Venom suit for that short period of time.
Yeah, I think that's another brother relationship that I liked, was the Harry and Peter one. Especially with the mission where he's, wearing the goggles, like the black suit.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
It's like, okay, now what do we do? And
I like his suit design being like Agent Venom-esque.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know Agent Venom.
Really?
It's basically when Flash Thompson in the comics had Venom. He's like the second iteration of like.
Have you seen
Venom.
Spectacular Spider-Man?
No, that's the one that.
There's Agent Venom.
That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
That's good. So what would you guys say? So here's the thing, with my experience and Spider-Man, I associate one big thing with Spider-Man, other than how cool he is, the music. Now, when you're swinging around New York City, or hell, imagine if you are Spider-Man or Spider-Gwen or whatever, and you're swinging around New York City patrolling and fighting crime, what would be your go-to album that you would play, like in your AirPods or in your mask or whatever, while you're swinging around?
I don't have an album. I just think of the Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack, but the song that kept coming up that I kept seeing and people like swinging to it is the Mona Lisa song in Across the Spider-Verse one. I love that song.
I don't remember.
You know it. When Miles and Gwen are swinging together. I'll share it.
I remember
with
the
you.
scene. I just can't remember the
I'll share you. It's super cool. Like, people are putting on the Across the Spider-Verse suit, and they're just swinging to that song, and I'm like, that's so cool.
I did that too. Like,
yeah,
I love
so
the
cool.
the whole idea, like, with the PS5, you can, like, play Spotify while and turn off the music in the
so
game.
Cool.
So
I haven't done that yet.
It's so much fun. Did that with the Raimi suit and, like, the Danny Elfman score. Nothing has been more satisfying in my life, which is kind of sad, but also, I'm okay.
I don't know what album I would choose, but I do think they missed an opportunity to play a certain song from KJ, because they chose Cigarette Daydreams, which I understand.
Right.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
But on the same exact album, there's a song called Spiderhead, and it's literally about spiders. Missed opportunity. Like,
God.
Is that 2 on the thorax?
2 on the nose.
Yeah, that. Oof. Oh, but yeah, would you do a Cage the Elephant?
I don't know. Like, what's the vibe you get from Swinging from the City? Or I guess the theoretical vibes.
Yeah, I mean,
because when I think of swinging, I think of like the Sam Raimi like score of like like an orchestra, kind of like that.
Yeah. Like, and I mean that's my go-to, like, for score wise, but I think if it were to be like some sort of more commercial kind of album, my go-to might be Supertramp Breakfast in America. That would be like the album. That's the one with oh shoot, why can't I'm blanking out on it. Like, there's definitely like a classic song that you guys would know, but
Probably.
Yeah, I don't recognize the name or the band.
But anyway, so that one, it feels like Peter got up at like 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. is going about like his routine, and like
MJ's being ghosted. He's ghosted. I got swing.
It's kind of got like a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe too.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you could probably listen to like Fleetwood Mac as well. I think would be another good option.
Yeah,
just chill vibes.
Yeah, like 70s, kind of thing going on. But I don't know. There's something about like the Breakfast in America by Supertramp that just like really works with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was funny though, because another album my sister brought up, because I let her play the game. I'm like, hey, you gotta try this and swing around, and she's like, okay, for me it would be Taylor Swift's Reputation.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, oh well, what colors go with what colors would go with that one if you're swinging around? And she said black and white. I'm like, oh, I know the suit. So no, she loved it though. We put on that album and she went through Swing and she's like, I love this.
It's so cool. I feel like anyone can play it. Like, it's so open. Like, you can just pick it up and play it. So.
My favorite thing to do is just to literally walk on the street. Just really mess with people, like bumping their shoulders.
Shoulder
Bully
touch.
McGuire.
Not swinging to them. So there, the first one came out in 2018, right?
Yeah.
And then it's 2023, so we probably won't get the sequel for another 5 years and all that. But
Well, I mean, they did make Miles Morales like 2 years after that in 2020.
okay, so it ends where Peter's like, I'm kind of giving up Spider-Man for a little bit, and then Miles Morales, and then there's some other stuff. Me and you talked about, like, who could be the next villain. Like, we both think Green Goblin, and...
Oh, it's definitely implied that it's Green Goblin.
Yeah.
But they could honestly... That's cool and all that, and I think they would do a good job with Green Goblin. But there's another path they could go. They could go, because Cindy Moon is introduced too. We talked about
Yeah, that was the whole...
the Silk character?
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't know Silk's origin. I looked it up recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea that she was bitten by the same radioactive spider as Peter. What I didn't know, though, especially, was the fact that since they were bitten by the same radioactive spider, they apparently are extremely turned on by each other when they're in the same room. And
I did not know this.
yeah, and they can't stop having sex.
I don't know. In the game, or like the cutscene, she seems more like Miles' age. So I think they're going to go that route. Because I think they wouldn't ruin the relationship between MJ and Peter, especially...
Yeah, I mean, they already kind of did something like that with Black Cat. So, I mean, you don't need to do that
She
again.
really gets sidelined in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Also, MJ is kind of a bitch turn. Like, I get it. Like, it's Peter's ex, but come on, be like civil. Like, meow.
On that note.
Yeah. But what do you guys think they'll do? Like, obviously, like, we all think Green Goblin's it.
Carnage
so.
is definitely going to be one
Yeah,
of the
Carnage is
things.
definitely teased. Doc Ock looks like he's going to make a return.
You brought up Sinister Six, like a different lineup.
Because, I mean, there's so many villains, though, that, like, they're teasing, like,
They could
mainline
do.
villains.
Well, they kind of do that in the first one, though, with, like,
Like,
not in name, but
Yeah.
6 villains.
And, I mean, like, they're doing this... I mean, it could be, like, a new approach to it, like Sinister Six, but I don't know. Because, I mean, you could have Osborn... He's already, like, teasing, oh, I'm going to work with Doc Ock, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to work with this, and, like, maybe I might get all these other guys involved. But, like, I don't know. It's hard to say because all these side missions are building up to something bigger. And I heard in an interview with one of the designers of the game or directors that they were actually... They are considering the first game, like, the Iron Man of their... Marvel Insomniac universe,
Like
right?
build a not a cinematic but game universe.
Yeah, and like the second one
That's cool.
is like the equivalent to Civil War.
Oh.
So kind of leaves you up to interpretation.
They
as to
went
what
past Avengers. They're like, we're going straight to Civil War.
yeah, like third one, we're going to
Infinity War.
basically, you know, that might be what it comes down to, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I think it'd be kind of cool to have like a richer side mission. I mean, maybe like focusing on like a smaller character, like instead of.
They could do that with Cindy Moon. They could.
Yeah, well, I mean, like more of like you're trying to investigate like a different villain, like you know how like Tombstone kind of got that with like, the first.
Good for
first,
Tombstone, by the way.
Yeah,
So happy for him.
You know what? Out of all the wholesome stories that happen throughout Spider-Man, that's got to be like one of the best ones.
Meth dealer turned the new leaf, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to probably sold drugs to kids, but now he lets little kids drive in go-karts.
Only makes sense.
I would honestly love if they brought in Gwen Stacy, even though I don't think they will, because Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales have this relationship in the comics, but I think they're not doing that because Miles kind of has a girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be interesting if they brought Gwen Stacy in, because I think she gets sidelined a lot in a lot of Peter Parker stories, but I really like her with Miles, too. So, but I guess they might be taking some Gwen Stacy... Oh, well, I don't know. They might take some Gwen Stacy aspects and give it to Cindy Moon in a sequel, so...
Yeah, that that might be a good way of going about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so bringing her in.
they are finding great ways to, like, kind of circumvent the, already done storylines of Spider-Man that we've heard, done to death. So, I mean, these new takes, like, Harry getting the symbiote, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Those are really cool elements. Craven getting munched on by Venom. Like, honestly, top-tier Spider-Man moment. Top-tier Spider-Man moment.
Can I just say something really quick? It's kind of on topic, but kind of off on topic. The new Spider-Man comics coming out where it's about Peter Parker and he gets Spider-Man power when he's an adult, and I'm so pumped for it because it's such a different take. Because usually Spider-Man gets his powers when he's like 15 years old, and this one I'm super excited for the
How
comic.
old is he supposed to be?
He has kids in the new one. I think he's like 30s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's coming out. I think it's January. It's
Are
coming
you talking
out.
about the
new comic book that's coming
What's
out?
it called?
Is it the continuation of Ultimate Spider-Man? Because that's different. Because
Let me check.
To the web.
Mhm.
I guess while you do that, I mean, there's another cool Spider-Man comic that's kind of getting a, new revival. Superior Spider-Man.
Oh
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a continuation or if it's like just a revitalization of it. I don't know.
You think they might like adapt a similar story to the third game, where like Doc Ock tries to steal Peter's body? Yeah, because I think Doc is still dying since the first game.
If they, yo, like Norman Osborn sets it up, like, or something like that.
That Harry takes over Peter's body, but Doc
like,
Ock
hey, you
takes
owe it to him.
There we go.
That could.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Why does
Sorry.
he look like a
I'm pretty
lumberjack?
So you remember,
lumberjack.
you remember there being like two different continuities, like
Yeah.
Ultimate Marvel.
Well,
and then-
because what they did was they're like, we want to keep Peter young, and then they like kind of
Yeah.
split it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think in this one, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man, who died, and then something happened where he's getting ridden back.
I think this is. You might be right, but from my understanding, it was like they're gonna try to rewrite it where he gets it when he's 30.
Oh.
That's interesting.
But either way, I don't love Superior Spider-Man. I get like a lot of people grew to love him and all that, but I never got into that comic book. Like, I read it, and I think
it's a
didn't
cool
love it.
what-if story. I'm surprised
It's
they did.
a great what-if, yeah.
I'm surprised they did it in the main continuity, though. That's really surprising to me.
I don't think they'll do it in the game. I think it's too confusing for the game. I think they'll probably go straight forward and be like, we're doing Green Goblin.
I think that's going to be the main storyline, but, because again, with the other one, it was like Craven and Venom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be like Green Goblin and, who's going to be that
Carnage.
and, but is Carnage going to be a side mission, or is it going to be, Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, do you really want to do a Venom-esque story again?
It'd be cool if they do Green Goblin and Doc Ock. I think Doc Ock's such an interesting villain.
I'm worried if they introduce Silk, they might be, too many cooks in the pot.
Yeah,
It's too many spider people.
That's the hard part. Like, once you introduce, like, more Spider-Man, it's like, is he as special? Like, it's not as special anymore, so.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of more like each one has their own unique ability kind of thing. I mean, keep in mind with Cindy Moon and Silk, she does organic webbing. Like, I mean, she has her own powers, like, and she is, like, a little more agile than Peter. So there may be some new different aspects that can be, tagged on to that Insomniac, I'm sure the creative team there, I have no doubt that they'll come up with something great for her.
It might be a good way to build the universe too, like you said. Like, they might do, like, a Silk solo game or something like that.
I can see them doing that and being successful, but, like, doing 3 main characters, I think that's going to really convolute the story,
Well, is Peter, like, that's the thing. Peter's kind of giving it up, so how much is Peter going to be involved in the third one?
True, I get. With Harry and Green Goblin, I think you need to have Peter.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, also, though, this Spider-Man 2 kind of manages 3 characters, though.
Harry.
MJ, Peter, and Miles are, like, the key ones you play as, and then on top of that, you do play as Harry, as Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. I don't know, I kind of viewed MJ as kind of supporting lead, not really a
I-
main lead.
I love MJ and Miles and Peter's relationship.
It's like Team Flash done right.
Yeah, we are.
We are the Spider-Man.
It's like, MJ, calm down. They make MJ so much cooler in this game.
Also much hotter.
Yes, hands
All
down.
those bunches of pixels just add up to something wonderful.
So amazing. It'd be interesting to see. I'm talking about the comic book with older Peter Parker.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they do a time jump for the new game, and it's like Peter, MJ, like have a family and all that, and Miles is a little bit older. Like, I wonder if they would do a time jump ever.
I think that can be an interesting story
Mm-hmm.
point for like, oh yeah, Peter's Spider-Man, but also a dad. You know?
Yeah.
And the baby has spider powers.
Oh my
Cool.
god. Like across the Spider-Verse.
Bring in Mayday.
Aw, so cute.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be down to play as like Mayday, like a little baby Mayday.
You think the cube is cool? You get to be
Yeah.
a baby.
And honestly, you could work that with like a having an additional suit with like Spider-Ham because they're about the same size.
Alternate castings for
Yeah.
Spidey.
That's Mayday's like across the Spider-Verse, suit.
God, I hope they take a lot of the ideas from the games into the new Tom Holland movies if they do a trilogy again.
They're definitely gonna do a trilogy.
Yeah.
They're heavily.
But,
on
like, I just liked how it's such a simple Spider-Man story. It's not, like, anything big. And so I think it'd be cool if they
Yeah.
I think it's
like,
kind of
do that.
refreshing to see a Marvel movie that's not like everybody
Huge.
from the Marvel
Yeah.
universe trying to
Not
fit in.
Spider-Boy or
Yeah.
Boy Jr.
Speaking of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, what do you think what route do you think they're going down for
Simple.
the next one, or like trilogy, or for whatever they're planning on doing?
I think they go simple with it. I think, you can't do Iron Boy Jr. Like, he needs to be on his own and all that. Like, I hope they just go simple. I'll be honest, a lot of people hate me for this, but I don't think No Way Home is good. Like, I don't think the third one is that good at all.
No way, homie.
Yeah. I just don't think it's good. Like, yeah, it's cool to see Toby and Andrew, but, like, other than that, I just don't think it's a good movie. And, so I hope they just simplify it. Like, I hope they do, like...
Make it a standalone Spider-Man.
Yeah, just, like,
Friendly
by
neighborhood.
himself. Like, it'd be cool if he, like, Black Cat was in it, but, like, just keep it simple. Maybe do, like, Norman Osborn. Like, yeah. I think they're looking at this game and being like, okay, what do we want to do next? So,
Something original.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they do Kraven as the villain. Not gonna lie.
He was originally supposed to be the villain until they learned that they could get Andrew and Toby, and then they were like, all right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Maybe they shelved it for the next movie.
Yeah, I think they did. Well, because I think you can bring in Black Cat and all that.
Yeah.
And you can bring in that awful Craven movie that they're doing with David Johnson.
Wait,
Well, I mean, we all know
doing a
it's
Kraven movie.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
There's
no.
a trailer for it.
Oh.
We're
Yeah.
watching it
It's
after
rated
this.
R, by the way.
Wow.
It looks so stupid.
I don't think it looks stupid.
Ethan, the lion blood going into him.
It's comic book, I mean, like, it depends on what they're going for with it.
It
Because, I mean, that's part of that, like, Venomverse or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Venom?
I feel like that universe is very different. I feel like it's more campy,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, because when I watch a Venom movie, I have a very different approach than when I watch, say, a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's very different.
So, and they already established they are in different universes. So, I mean, as long as there's nothing like Morbin time or anything like that, then I think, the movie has a chance. But from what I've been hearing from people within the industry is, like, it's not looking great. But,
They just
I
had
don't know.
Morbius. It's not going to be good.
I don't know. We'll see.
What do you think they're going to do for, like, the next Tom Holland trilogy? Like, keep it simple?
I don't know if I don't know if they're going to do a full trilogy. I definitely think they're going to do a next movie, and see where it goes from there. But I think Kraven would be a really good villain. I would want him to definitely like have a mentorship relationship, kind of like how like Doc Ock and Peter was with original Spider-Man 2 for Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Maybe do that with like Kurt Connors. And then you kind of see the awkwardness of like Tom Holland trying to like re-romance like MJ and then try to befriend Ned even though that they don't know each other.
Yeah,
I think that definitely needs to get that storyline needs to get paid off. Or like, oh yeah, I remember you, or like, oh yeah, we're building up again from the start.
That'd be an interesting like dynamic. Like if you did introduce, like you were saying, Black Cat.
Yeah.
You know, and you know Peter's going back and forth between should I even bother? You know, because it becomes too much of an effort, or like he's wasting so much time trying to get his friends back, you know, even
to what he had.
Yeah, exactly. Versus like trying to get something new, which Black Cat could entice him to do. You know, and I don't know. That might be something we'll see.
It definitely depends on how they handle it, but I can see that being a pretty good storyline. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree though. Going off of what you guys were saying, that it should be like closer knit, like just small town, small city. Spider-Man. Yeah, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think they know.
And that's what it seems like they're doing based on like how they ended No Way Home. Like where it's like
back to square one.
Yeah, at home he made his own like I was gonna say jersey. But like, he made his own
jersey.
Suit. He just has Parker written on the back of his
guys remember me? I would kill for Black Cat and Kraven to be the next like villain and side
anti-hero for like
I would kill for that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they would too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I agree with you guys. It should be smaller scale, but like greater scale and character development.
No, I'll do it.
I'm trying to think of another good villain that could be used besides Kraven.
Shocker. No, kidding.
No, they already did Shocker.
Shocker isn't done yet.
You can get Rhino, I guess.
There's just some villains that aren't that good.
I mean, Rhino is hilarious.
I think they could do Lizard again. I think he would be interesting.
I think Lizard kind of needs a redemption.
What about Tarantula?
Tarantula?
Yeah.
Tarantula.
Is that the man spider villain?
No.
Man bat.
He's like, kind of like if Captain America were from a different, was from a country that was taken over by a dictatorship, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he comes to New York and kind of works, I think, with Kingpin and all that.
Yeah. Oh, Kingpin! That'd be a great.
Oh,
that's like that's like starting up from the ground up.
Ooh.
Osborn breaks him out because he's like on his.
That'd be cool.
Legs.
Yeah, it'd be really good because he's starting from ground one, and so he doesn't have the resources of Tony Stark anymore. So now he has to really get on his feet. Like, oh yeah, how do I do investigation without like high technology?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Kingpin. Definitely Kingpin or Kraven.
That's a good choice.
Absolutely.
Unless he's ruining Daredevil again and Hawkeye.
I think they should choose a different actor for
You get rid of Vincent D'Onofrio. Whoa!
Well, just to kind of separate itself from the Marvel, main Marvel continuity.
Okay. All right. I'll give you credit.
No, just I guess it depends on
what they're doing.
Yeah.
I really want them to separate out Spider-Man from the Marvel universe. It was really cool in Civil War to see him, but
of course.
his movies have suffered. It's
it's
not Spider-Man, it's Spidey and friends now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you have those in the original Spider-Man storylines and such, but I think he's at his best though when he is on his own. And
that's why Homecoming's the best one out of those three. I will die on that hill.
It's more small time.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun though. I mean, so many different possibilities that so many different universes as well.
Yeah.
That we could all go from, and it's crazy. Whether it be Spider-Man 2 or the upcoming Venom 3, which may have Andrew Garfield in it. We don't know. We don't know. Could be amazing. I heard it might be amazing. But or if it's just, Peter Parker being Peter Parker, who knows. But you heard it from us, our thoughts on Spider-Man 2, our thoughts on what's coming up with the Tom Holland movies. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment, tell us everything that you would like to share regarding Spider-Man. In fact, what is your favorite suit in the game? Because, honestly, if it's not that
crust.
OG Venom suit.
Oh my gosh.
What is your problem? What's your problem?
Get out of here.
So long, true believers. Catch you next.
No, any final thoughts, guys, before we sign off here?
No.
No?
Don't F it up, Sony.
Sony. Words to live by. Steve, how about you?
Nah, that's all I've said what I've said. So.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on, boy.
Thanks for the warm welcome.
Get out.
Go shoot your goose somewhere else. Shoot your web. But anyway, yeah, so this has been Cassette Take with Ethan, Annmarie, and Steve, the Steve Edition, limited Steve Edition. Yeah, we hope you didn't eject, but please do not forget to rewind. Thank you, and you guys have a great night.
Bye.